This is the Love God, and what do you have there?
You know, I know that as I descended into madness with the sweater on, I've made a lot of mistakes. But this time, I think I can make up for it completely.
How's that?
So I have combined Wapples, basically our Appa crossed with Waddles that I've been, rubbing against my cheek constantly, and Snoopy. Together at last, I present to you Snapples. And look, they're so happy together. I even use sparkly duct tape.
That is so Mabel.
Okay, it's funny because it's a sin against nature.
Anywho, okay. So this is, you were so excited to put that together too. It's like, do you have like duct tape and another plushie? Like the second you saw that with the pig and the goat, you're just like, yes!
You cannot deny the world, it's Snapples!
So, this is an episode where Robbie is back. I
didn't go anywhere. Oh, wait.
I guess in many respects, people have been calling this the Christmas episode, because it technically, I think, is the only one coming out around Christmas time, so...
Nothing says Christmas episode like Cemetery.
Yeah, Valentine's Day-ish.
Man, this blows. Cemetery is supposed to be a place of fun, not depressing. There was some line like that.
Yeah, so it's clearly not a Christmas episode. I don't think they're going to do a Christmas episode. It'd be amazing if they did, because I love Christmas, but it makes more sense to do a Halloween episode, honestly, so I figure that. But you have all of Wendy's friends are back together hanging out, and they see Robbie is in a grave sulking that him and Wendy still broke up, so Mabel, being Mabel, wants to set him up and get him with another person. And
I like the vulture trying to eat him.
Yeah. Tries to set him up, what was her name? Tambers? Was that it? Something like that. The girl that's always
purple
on
hair.
the purple hair that's always on the phone. They don't get along, but then this artist called the Love God pops up.
Which is a shame, because I really would have preferred wood grain on everything. Like, if I'm going to listen to a band, wood grain on everything would have been my band.
I like scarves and doors. Because this sort of big hipster event comes along to get all these kids together. And he's one of them, but it turns out he literally is a love god. He's kind of like a Cupid, and he has his own little potion. So Mabel steals a few, gives it to the two of them. They fall in love, splitting up the group somehow very bizarrely. And they try to fix it back, but then they find out Robbie and her are happy, so let's just leave it. And the group gets back together too. And we see Robbie's parents, who are a million times more entertaining than Robbie.
It explains everything, because he's still rebelling against what is a dark goth kind of like setup with the whole funeral home.
Yeah, it's actually
but his
even
parents
more gothic.
are really friendly.
Yeah, it's actually even more gothic because they work in such a gothic place, but they're so happy and cheerful. I mean, like, too happy. They're like, I wonder if somebody died. Like, they're just in total denial of anything negative in the world.
I loved the progression of pictures that shows Robbie's progression into teenagehood. It literally was like a time lapse of watching you go through.
It really was. I can't deny that.
I was laughing. I'm like, it's you, Doug.
No, honestly, like even the
down to the hair parted in the middle, and the way the pictures went from like to.
No, that actually really was me as a teen. My room looked exactly like that. We saw like the Burton corner and stuff in the Alice in Wonderland review. No, that was definitely
Welcome to Doug Walker's Pretentious Land.
Oh, it was so pretentious. I'm not standing by it. I'm not like, no, you just didn't understand, Chum. It's like, no, I was just like Robbie. I was a little artistic freak. I was just like, oh, aren't I tortured in my beautiful white suburban neighborhood?
Maybe that's why I hate the character. It reminds me of you.
It reminds me of you too. It's just the name though, maybe. The fact that he's an ass, but go. So, yeah, the one thing I noticed, well, I'll read the little thing at the end here, but one thing I noticed, that mushroom cloud, the spray paint mushroom cloud comes back again. It's in his room. Interesting. It looks like all the young characters have 4 fingers, which I don't get because the teenagers have it, but it's like...
Maybe it's easier to draw because they're younger and therefore smaller.
Yeah, I don't quite
The
understand
adults
it,
are
but
larger
whatever.
characters. It's easier to put 5 fingers on them, but if you got a smaller character, you have to draw. It's like 4 little fingers on them.
All right. One of the messages here: at the play or at the fair, I always see them standing there, dressed in black. They're on my lawn, but when I turn my head, they're gone. So I don't know what that is. That's a weird one. And then the actual ending one. Or oh, hold on, maybe that is the ending one. Hold on. Robbie Rice portrait. No, that's not it. Dang, I thought there was another one. I know there's another one. When using a code, it says goat and pig, and also I eat kids, referencing the balloon.
Mommy, is it gonna eat us? Yes, honey, look away.
In my opinion, this was at best an okay episode until we got to that ending with the balloon.
I love the way it just is coming down like that moon out of Majora's Mask, like.
and I love the. Maybe it's because we're older now, but I really love the cracks at like the teenagers and stuff like that.
I've learned to embrace the madness and kind of appreciate what awful people they are, because they're all terrible.
Yeah. Well, no, it's one of those things too where it's like
that poor other guy that keeps trying to keep the group together, and they're smacking him around like a pinata. Wow, what a great use of Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson's becoming one of my favorite, probably the only really likable, funny character in that group because he's so sad and pathetic. I also, what the hell is that line again? It's just like, he's gonna eat kids, we're kids, maybe we should stop making everything terrible popular or something like that.
Oh, no, it was like, this is punishment from the heavens.
Yeah, for
this is
bad
punishment
taste
from
in
the heavens for having our bad taste and everything.
That was really
true.
funny.
Teenagers all suck, unless you're our fans, in which case you're awesome.
Yeah, thank you. But no, honestly,
anyone younger than us sucks, unless you're fans, in which case you're awesome.
No, but again, it's one of those things where it's like, it's okay, because like I said, it's like, I was Robbie, I was that dumbass teenager, I was, had all the
honestly,
acne and
this
stuff
is
like
redemption for him a bit, though, because now that he's not such a raging douchebag, maybe I'll like the character a little more.
He was still pretty annoying,
you know what, but
not
honestly,
as bad.
I will say this, seeing his backstory and how it just explained everything in like 3 shots.
Yeah.
Really,
I like how it does it visually.
Yeah. You meet his parents, you walk down the hallway, and then you're into his room, and I'm like, wow, this just explained the whole character in about 60 seconds.
Good job. I love shows or movies that can explain something without dialogue and can do it visually, because it is a visual medium.
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
I know that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah,
the scene with Eddie Valiant's desk, where it goes through his whole backstory with the saxophone playing, and then he wakes up drunk, like...
Yeah, I mean, it's like we live in a, like, movies right now, it's like, are so visual, they're so visually interesting, and even shows too,
but we're also in the Christopher Nolan age, where it requires reams and reams of dialogue.
Yeah, like, we seem to be, like, and it's not just Nolan, I mean, it's like, we pick on him, like, he's kind of like the crowning achievement of it, but it's like...
He's the poster child, which is what it is.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, so I really like it when somebody does that, and they do, like, or they open a rear window with, it shows... through his pictures, all that's happened to him. And I love any show or movie that can do that. So when that's still being done, I love it when they can incorporate that in. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't until maybe the end where I'm like, okay, now I'm really laughing and getting into it. Everything else, I was like, a chuckle here or there.
I liked the early stuff in the graveyard. I thought there were a lot of great jokes.
I like that stuff. I like the idea of Dipper fitting
Don't
in
eat
with
me, I was being dramatic.
I like the stuff with Dipper trying to fit in to the group. I like it because it didn't feel too forced. Like, I feel like in the first season, like, maybe that would be the focus of the episode, but instead it's more like a side thing. I think it's much more fitting as a side thing.
Well, I like the moral, too, of, like, you mess in people's love lives, it's gonna mess things up.
But she doesn't set them back. I wasn't sure about that.
This is one where... Dipper was actually correct over Mabel for a change, because he's like, we have a balance here. You're gonna mess up this balance, and that's what
they go
happened.
back and forth. Sometimes Mabel.
But like, I mean, in the end, it all works out. But like, he was right. Like, and she realizes, like, the more we mess around with this, the worse it's gonna get. So.
Yeah, which is why I was almost wondering if it was smart not to break them up, because I'm like, but they were still forced under. They're still under an illusion or something, but maybe that's like the idea, like maybe now they're not or something. I don't know, but...
Is it a delusion? I mean, if they both believe it and they're happy...
Well, and on top of that, like you said, it's
goes back to your damn Christmas argument where you were just like, No, if you don't have what I deem's right for you, then you're unhappy.
Yeah, that's
Go
exactly
outside.
what I said.
That's
Word
exactly
for word.
what
You
said.
nailed it. You totally got it.
You told everybody to go outside because you deem it correct.
No.
And then I went outside and I was scared. There were people who wanted to talk to me.
No, but I was gonna say, but the idea about them like not going back to it's like you said, they messed up enough. So it's like, why interfere even more? Which I think is kind of a valuable lesson. It's like, dude, if you've done, like, there is a responsibility if you messed up something, fix it, but at the same time, it's probably going to make it even worse.
Here's the thing. They were happy, and they seemed legitimately happy. What was the friends' problem? Nothing! They were being petty little whiny bitches about it because they're like, really, like, those two ended up being legitimately happy, and he's like, I'm happy, you know, I've gotten over it. The friends were just being stupid. They're just like, well, I kind of secretly like your person. Oh, well, that's just like dating my ex. Like, it's petty jealousy.
Yeah. No,
So-
and it works out anyway. So,
Yeah.
actually, maybe that is kind of a good lesson for, like, teenagers, too. Just, like, half of what, half is legit, half is bullshit of the drama that you're going through. Half is legit, though. I'm not gonna act like it's not, but half it's like, yeah, no, you're, that's just being a teenager. That's part of it, too. It's like, dude, it's gonna work out. I mean, it's like, if something is really important and really meaningful and, your true colors will shine through with their true colors, bada bing. So it's still good. It's not a bad episode by any means. But like I said, I think it was mostly just, it had a good start and it had a good finish, and the middle was, okay. Yeah.
Take it away, Snapples! Kill me! You're such a cute sin against nature. Dance, Doug! Dance! I said dance!